Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are here at the airport, obviously, and we are back on the road. Last time I was on the road, it was a little bit hectic. It was a 21-hour travel day from New Orleans back here to the Bay, but today got through SFO in like 2 minutes, which is pretty normal for SFO. But now we are on our way to Phoenix. We have a big event. It's one that I've done before, so you guys have seen this before, but I enjoy documenting the process and the journey. And I guess one thing that I want to talk about on this trip is creating with things that are more convenient for you. And so for me, I feel like I've been backed up with a ton of work and everything like that, but still wanting to document, still wanting to create. And so this vlog will be all shot on the Osmo Pocket, so something that's really easy. It was either going to be this or the iPhone, and maybe even a little bit of both, but we'll talk about that a little bit more and why I think that's important. But right now it's about 30 to 40 minutes before my flight, so gonna hang out, get this little smoothie as always. But just wanted to say what's up and welcome back to another video. We're back on the road. Let's get it. Just got this blueberry almond, and I will say one thing that is so useful in traveling is getting that little upgrade from whatchamacallit, from the points. So one thing that has definitely become a benefit is just like sticking with one airline. So for me, or I guess two airlines, one is United, one is Alaska. Today we're flying United, but just got that notification that we got upgraded to first class. So should be a really easy flight, easy ride. So see you guys on the other side. All right, finally made it to the hotel. Literally just walked in. So you guys get this first look with me. Hey, nice shower, nice mirror, super sick. Good toilet, hey. All right, I don't know what the, oh, there you go, closet. This will be a little better. Here's the room. Double bed, dirty bed, sleeping bed, nice light, plenty of space to get some work done. Nice spot to sit, Book of Arizona. And what's the view talking about? What's the view, what's the view? Oh, it's kind of nice downstairs actually. Folks are eating dinner, I think. I don't know if that's like a pool. No, that's not a pool. But that's the view and your boy. Honestly, pretty nice room, but obviously we are now here in Arizona. We're in Phoenix, you know, based on the signs on the airport floor and everything like that. We're clearly here for McDonald's All-American. So this is my second year in a row. This is my fourth one, and this is just an event that just has a nice special place in my heart. Just because as a young photographer, this was one of the first events that I really had an opportunity to come in and just cook. And it's something that I've talked about in a previous vlog from last year, where, you know, I had talked about just like what this game has meant to me. But it's nice that I continue to get hired now, whereas back in the day in like 2018, I was doing that all for free. And then I got hired the second year by Adidas. And so that was like 2018, 19. And then last year was 2025. We're currently in 2026 and now being hired by an agency, one of my favorite agencies, Wyden and Kennedy. Very excited to be here, very excited to shoot, but also just excited to be at the hotel and just seeing the energy in the lobby, which, you know, I'll show you guys tomorrow, but just a ton of hoop heads. Obviously the hoopers are there, and just being in a space that's like very energetic. So the, you know, energy with like the athletes, energy with like the brands, so Adidas and McDonald's. But this trip I'll be shooting for the McDonald's All-American Games Instagram page, and so just like their social team. And so Wyden and Kennedy's the agency that's in charge of that for, you know, the last couple years. But we'll keep talking as we go, but gotta order some DoorDash as always. Start to unwind for the night. Right now it's currently 9:50, so still a little bit of time. May try to throw on a movie or something, but a lot of stuff to unpack over the next day. And we'll head back home on Wednesday, or on Thursday. So today's Tuesday. It's a little bit of a short trip, but thankfully I'm coming in at night, which is very different from what I normally do, getting in the day of the shoot. But enough yapping for now. Let's go order some food. Let's get some rest. See you guys in the morning. All right, just like that, we're back like we never left. Another meal coming in hot. One brand deal that I would love is a DoorDash deal, just because I use it so much on these trips. So today we got some kava. Wish they gave a little bit more. They're a little bit skimpy, it looks like, but got some kava. Went to the gym this morning, and right now it's a little bit later. I think it's 12 o'clock now. It's 11:15. So call time is at 12:30, and then just have been editing a YouTube video. So that's what's going on in the background. That's being uploaded. So on these trips, definitely try to just stay consistent with uploading content, creating content, and just catching up with work. So one thing that I had talked about at the airport yesterday was just kind of using tools that are convenient and kind of make you, just keep you creating. And so that's why honestly I'm shooting on the Osmo Pockets, because honestly I'm kind of behind on work. Just been shooting a lot, been filming a lot, and we have a ton of different projects coming up. So just wrapped up a shoot with Plezzy probably a couple of days ago. So finished the shoot a couple weeks ago, but just like the actual deliverables. So that stuff is live on their site. And then just shooting Sabrina's workouts and that stuff. So, I mean, by the time this video comes out, it's already announced, but I'm going on tour to China with Sabrina in a couple days. So right now it's Wednesday, or today's Tuesday. I leave on Friday. So sometimes it's hard to just like keep creating and keep shooting. And that's why this video, we're using something that's a little bit more accessible, something easy, especially on a gig like this where this is not the focus. Like, the vlog isn't the main thing and photography is the main thing. So for this trip, I'm being hired to take photos and help them with their social and stuff like that, and just documenting the event. So in events like this where my vlogs aren't the focus, but I still want to be creating in an easy way, that's why I'm using something like this. But I did consider using the phone just because this is even more accessible than the Osmo Pocket, but this works for me. Like, this is still something that I can use, but very important to just keep creating daily, and whether that's like using your main setup or something that's just a little bit easier. So that's kind of why I'm using this as the setup this time around. Just want to keep creating despite, you know, how much workload is being added, because there's a ton of stuff to work on all the time. And so sometimes it can get easy to not create, and so that's why sometimes you just have to make it as easy as possible. So I use this, and then another thing that I use all the time is, this is one of my favorite little cameras. This is the Sony RX1R, but the reason I'm talking about this is just because it's small, like very small camera, very light. A little bit on the pricier side, I will say, but this is something that has worked for me, just like image quality wise and portability wise. But I say that to say, just make sure that you guys are creating. It's a muscle, and I feel like the more that you use it, the stronger you get. So that's my rant for the day. So I'm gonna bust down on this kava, and then we're gonna get ready to shoot the game tonight. So we got a little bit of time until call time. So let's eat and let's get ready and let's go shoot this game. All right, quick fit check before we go. Human made shirt, Kid Super hat. This one's actually from JP. So I think this was like my Christmas gift. Human made. And then J.W. Anderson and Uniqlo pants. So randomly found these, I think a couple of days ago, and these I've been looking for these for a while. They've just been sold out everywhere, and I just saw like literally one random pair sitting on one of the racks, and they said it was literally the only one in store. Must have been a return. Very far. I've been looking for these for hella long. And then we have some Kith and Adidas Predators. I think this is what they're called. This is the fit for today, and then let me show you guys what's in the camera bag. All right, and then what's in the camera bag, this is all of the gear that I'll be shooting on for tonight. So like I said, mainly photography tonight, so not really anything video related, but we've got a couple different things. So to start with the bodies, this is the Sony a7R5. I'm gonna be using this for a little bit more of the detail shots and things that I can actually crop in a little bit more on. And then this is the Sony A9, which has been my go-to camera for shooting sports for a really long time. I'm actually borrowing a A9 III from Sony pretty soon. So super excited to try that out. But for now, this is my A9 from like 2018. And then in terms of lenses, I gotta make this quick because I gotta be downstairs in like 8 minutes. But this is the Sony G Master 78-200 2.8. This is the V2, so nice and light. So that'll be on one camera, which will probably be on the A9. And then we have the 24-70. This is a pretty standard kit, just because like for gigs like this, I try to keep it as easy as possible. But 24-70 G Master Mark II. This will go on the R5. And then for shots that I want just a little bit more separation from subject and background, this is the Sony G Master 51.2, one of my personal favorite lenses. And then on the filter, we have the Polar Pro Short Stash Everyday filter. So that's the setup for today. I gotta get downstairs and just meet up with the team and everything like that. Start heading to the arena. I think games start at 3. We're probably gonna get there at like 1:30. So we gotta shoot the girls game, the boys game, and then edit in between, I believe. I'm not sure what my deliverables are supposed to look like in terms of timing, but we'll see. So let's go link up with all the other shooters and the production team, and let's get to the arena.
Toy, where you been? Look, I've been dodging problems, dodging demons, better days, I swear I need them. Every time they call my phone, only saying what they need. And need my space, need my time, in a different state of mind. Everybody pocket watching, don't you take a look at mine. I've been pouring from a cup, it ain't even halfway. Had to step up off the scene, wasn't good at cosplay. Gave them pieces of my piece, guess I learned the hard way. Had to peel the layers back, just to see what God say. I just been ducked up, I just been silent while I'm grinding, get my bucks up. I just been working on my karma, get my luck up. I just been adding to my blessings, stack my plus up. Where you been? I just been ducked up, I just been silent while I'm grinding, get my bucks up. I just been working on my karma, get my luck up. I just been adding to my blessings, stack my plus up. Bitter women, bitter niggas, I just had to fall back. Mad you see a nigga win and tell me what can cause that. Insecurity showing, your impurity showing. Why I never stop for nothing, man, I gotta keep going. I'm too good at showing love, gotta learn to walk away. Watch the patterns in they action, I just let the bond decay. Used to try to stick around, now I'm barely in the crowd. Ain't no healing in the circus, I ain't living as a clown.
Alright guys, just got back to the room, and now it is about 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Call time was at 12:30, so a bit of a long day. Obviously, I didn't get to like really chop it up with you guys at the event, but it was just so busy and hectic and running around shooting and dumping cards and stuff like that. Another successful day, another successful shoot, and honestly a lot of fun, of course. But it's really cool because when I'm at these shoots now, which it's also kind of funny because I'm not that old, but it's cool because I have kids coming up to me and they're saying like, dog, I've been watching you since like middle school, and you know, now I'm a photographer, now I'm shooting. And like, I'm like, first of all, bro, like, I'm not that old, I'm 28. So it's crazy to hear people when they're talking about they were super young watching me, because like I have been shooting for about a decade now. So it's like, it really is a possibility of people having been watching my journey for a long time. So that's super cool. And then like on the other side of that spectrum, just meeting people that I really loved as a kid and just people that I admired from afar. So one person that I've been able to connect with over the last maybe 2 or 3 years has been Jamal Crawford, and he was at the event. And it's just cool to be able to chop it up with him as somebody that was like one of my favorite Warriors, and like one of the reasons I wore number 11 when I was hooping. So very cool, because like I could really chop it up and, you know, just have normal conversations with these guys that I consider to be my heroes. And, you know, that's people like Steph, that's people like Jamal Crawford, and just a bunch of other hoopers that I've met and just have been lucky enough to cross paths with. But very thankful for this beautiful journey of photography and basketball and the combination of that. So that's part of why I'm documenting these little videos and these trips, I guess, you know, just to look back on the progress one day. And I actually had somebody come up to me earlier today, and we've been chopping it up the entire shoot and stuff like that. And he had asked for my Instagram. I told him it was J Squared, and he's like, "Whoa, I would have had no idea that you were J Squared. Like, you're such a humble dude." I'm not saying this to like brag or anything, but he was saying like, for J Squared, like, this is I would have just never guessed. And it was really good energy. And it's just like the energy that you put out is just like, I would have never guessed. And for me, that's humbling because, and again, I'm not trying to like paint myself in a certain light or anything like that. But for me, that's really cool because I really do try to keep everything very, very humble and down to earth, and not in a way of like because I can say it, but more so just because, I don't know, we're all on the same level of things. We all come from the same place, and the energy that I put out is very much like I just want to be cool with everybody in the room and stuff like that. So very cool. I'm going on a little bit of a ramble just because like I hadn't talked to you guys in a few hours and all that fun stuff. But overall, very successful trip, very successful day, and thankful to be able to document it all. So again, just documenting on the things that make documenting the most convenient. And so, you know, even though I didn't film as much as I would have liked to, and I didn't get to talk to you guys at the game and stuff like that, this is all documented, and we will be able to watch all of it one day and just reminisce and see how far we've come. So if you guys haven't started documenting your life, even, you know, if you're posting or not, like, let this be your sign so that, you know, one day you'll have something to look back on and you can kind of track your journey and share that with the people that you care about. That's my message for this. But anyways, thank you guys as always for being on this incredible journey. It's been such a blast, and honestly, like every shoot is always worth it. Every video is always worth it, and the fact that I get to share this journey with you guys is absolutely amazing. So thank you guys always for the support. Your boy is gonna dive into this food, so ordered something a little bit unhealthier today. We got some Culvers and some cheese curds and all that, so I feel like I earned it for today. But yeah, appreciate you guys as always. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys a ton. Mr. You Know Who Shot It, signing out. Peace. See you guys in China.